So we have to scratch this out and take note also what are the forces along y. So the forces along y for 2 kilogram is actually equal to, so we have here T12 positive, then minus the weight of the 2 kilogram, and that is equal to m2a, and that is your equation number 4. So we have four equations that we can work with to find a at saka yung T12 at saka T14. So atong unknown na to is si T12, T14 at saka si acceleration a. So how to find this one first? So do you have any idea? So take note of the the basig na kay ma-put nga kuan nga mga values. Okay? So how can we do this one? So your FK is equal to UKN ha. So yung FK mo dito, so from equation 1, yung FK mo is actually equal to mu k times n. Okay? And remember, from equation 2, we can find out that your normal force is actually equal to the weight of the object. So we can put your Fk as mu k times the weight of 1, because from here your Newton, your normal force is equal to the weight of 1 kilogram. So therefore we can simplify our equation 1 by T12 plus mu k weight 1 minus T14 is equal to negative m1 times a. Okay? So do we have any kuan? Okay, so we can actually put T12 and T14. We can get T14 here and T12. Okay, para ato siyang i-substitute diri. Tagsa. So we can put T14 from equation 3 as equal to weight of 4 minus the mass times acceleration of 4 kilogram, and here we have T12 is equal to m2a plus weight of the 2 kilograms. Then we can substitute this one here. Okay, so we have your T12 is mass 2a plus the weight of the 2 kilograms, then plus mu k weight of 1 minus T14. We have weight of 4 minus mass of 4 times a is equal to negative m1a. Then isa na lang yung kuan natin. Yung aim natin is we have to make sure na in one equation we can find only one unknown. So only one unknown is a. So we can find a na dayon. Okay, so yeah. So we just have to put all together yung may a. So we have m2a. Then we have here negative times negative positive. So this becomes positive m4a. M4a. Then we can put m1a padung diri sa kuan sa PCAS. Then all of the katong walay a atong ibutang sa other side of the equation. So this becomes positive m1a. And that is equal to here weight 2 becomes negative. Negative weight 4 is positive kung ato siya ibutang sa PCAS. This weight 2 becomes negative, ibutang sa PCAS. And this mu k weight 1 becomes negative also if ibutang nato sa PCAS. Okay? So then common factor is a, so we can put a outside. We have m1 plus m2 plus m4. Then that is equal to the weight 4 minus weight 2 minus mu k weight 1. Then divide both sides by m1 plus m2 plus m4. So your a is equal to weight 4 minus weight 2 minus mu k weight 1 divided by mass 1 plus mass 2 plus mass 4. So simplifying to find the acceleration, so the weight of 4 is actually equal to 4 times 9.8, di ba? Kay 4 kg man iyahang mass. And the weight of 2 is 2 times 9.8, and mu k is equal to 0.35, which is given, and the weight of 1 is 1 times 9.8, then divide by the total mass. So m1 plus m2 plus m4, that is 1 plus 2 kilogram plus 4 kilogram is 7 kilograms. Then how much is this one? So let me just use my calculator. So 4 times 9.8. So you can use your calculator there if you have in your side. So we have, so sa taas, the numerator is actually equal to 16.17. So divided by 7. So yung acceleration natin is equal to 2.31. So that is 2.31 meters per second squared. That is the acceleration of the whole system. Okay, so we are done with acceleration. So next, we have to find the T14 tsaka T12. So from here, we can get na T14 kasi meron tayong acceleration. And we can also get the T12 here kasi meron tayong acceleration. Okay? So T14, and the weight of the 4 kilogram is just 4 times 9.8. Tapos mass is 4. And yung acceleration niya is, ano yun? 2.31. So we have 2.31 here. And that is equal to, what is the tension? So 4 times 9.8. Magkano, ilan yung tension? So that is 29.96. 29.96, or that is approximately equal to 30 Newton. Okay? So how about yung T12 natin? So we have the mass of the 2 kilogram. Then the acceleration is 2.31. And the weight of the 2 kilogram is 2 times 9.8. So what is the tension along 1 and 2? So we have here, so that is approximately equal to 24.2 Newton. Okay? So basically yung the tension between T14 is greater than T12 because mas dako man ang 4 kg kaysa 2 kg. Okay, kung if you are talking about if you compare the tension forces of the two tensions. Okay, so mas dako gyud ang T14 kay as you can see 1 ug 4 ang iyahang gi-hold. Okay, this 24.2 Newton. So therefore, yung answer natin is we have the acceleration of 1 kilogram is equal to ano yun? 2.31 meters per second squared to the left, or you can put this one as negative 2.31. So I can just check that one if you want. Then the acceleration of 4 kilogram is still equal to 2.31 meters per second squared, and that is downward. Okay, downward ba? Yeah. Then yung acceleration ng 2 kilogram is still equal to 2.31 meters per second squared, and that is upward. Okay, so the tension of 1, 2 is equal to 24.2 Newton, and the tension of 1, 4 is 30 Newton. So ito yung conclusion natin. So don't forget to put the conclusion ha, kasi dito natin malalaman kung ano talaga yung acceleration for each objects. Okay, so you have to put the conclusion. Okay, so that is our end of the discussion. So for these examples, I will just answer this to you. Okay, so I will just read the problem. So a woman at an airport is towing her 20-kilogram suitcase. So wait lang guys. Okay, 20-kilogram suitcase at constant speed by pulling on a strap at an angle theta. So above the horizontal, she pulls on the strap with a 35 Newton force, and the friction force on the suitcase is 20 Newton. So wag niyo nang pansinin yung kuan kasi wala akong high-tech na mga filter dito. Okay? So draw the free body diagram of the suitcase. Okay, so we have to find the free body diagram. So we can put a suitcase as a point. Then what are the forces interacting on the point? So naman siya sa ground. Okay? So meaning that naa siya normal force exerted by the ground. Then we also have the weight of the suitcase. Then what else? May forces siya dito. Kasi strap, or this is actually the tension. Okay, so tension with an angle theta above the horizontal. So we have theta here. Okay. Wala to you have theta here. The next is we have to find the forces. Okay. Okay, the forces, we have to find the angle. So ito lang ba yung mga forces niya? So remember, meron siyang friction force. So meaning na siya pa doon yung friction force, which is actually Fk, kay nag-move naman siya, is 20 Newton. So we have to find the angle, so the theta. So what is the theta here? And we have to find also the normal force does the ground exert on the suitcase. So even though ga-move siya using the strap ng gikuanan sa woman, so remember of the word constant speed. So kung constant speed siya, so therefore this suitcase is in equilibrium, meaning that the summation of forces along y and the summation of forces along x are both equal to 0. Okay? So we have to find the angle muna. So the tension is, we can put here, this is the t cosine of theta, which is pointing in this direction, and we have also the t sine theta. So t cosine theta and t sine theta are forces gihapon ha. Okay? So mo na ato siyang ibutang dari. So this is the t sine theta. Okay? Ato siyang ibutang gihapon sa atong free body diagram. So we have to find theta. So we just have to add the forces along x, which is equal to 0. So what are the forces along x? So we have t cosine theta, which is positive. And we also have the minus Fk. So Fk is equal to 0. So, na ba siya gingon na tension? Na siya gingon nga tension here. The tension is 35 Newton. And the weight of the suitcase is 20 kilograms. And then the friction force is 20 Newton. So, ito yung mga known natin na value. So, we can get theta here by using the value of tension tsaka yung Fk. Okay? So we have t cosine theta is equal to Fk. Then divide both sides by t. So we have cosine theta is equal to Fk divided by t. And taking the inverse cosine theta to find theta. Okay, so theta is equal to inverse cosine of theta, which is your Fk is 20 Newton. Then your tension is 35 Newton. Okay, so that is how much? So can I just get my calculator? So we have here the inverse of cosine. Then we have 20 Newton divided by 35. So that is equivalent to 55.2 degrees. So that is approximately equal to 55 degrees. So yung angle natin is 55 degrees. Okay? So what else? So how about yung normal force does the ground exert in the suitcase? So you just have to take note of the summation of forces along y kasi directed kasi yung y sa Newton mo, di ba? I mean sa normal force mo along y man siya. So we have to get all the forces along y. So ano yun? So we have the normal force which is positive and plus t sine theta which is still positive, and we have the weight of the suitcase is equal to 0, then the normal force is actually equal to the weight of the suitcase minus t sine of theta. So ano yung weight ng suitcase? So we have 20 kilogram times 9.8 minus the tension which is equal to 35 Newton, then sine of 55 degrees kasi nakuha na natin yung angle ng theta. So we have here, how much is this one? So 20 times 9.8 minus 35 sine of 55. So that is 167. So 167.33 Newton. So ito yung normal force natin. Okay? So yeah, I think that's the end now of our discussion. Pero mas nindot if hatagan sa nato usa na lang ka kuan. Okay, usa na lang ka example. Okay, so I will just give you some example about inclined plane. So how about if natay inclined plane, okay, nanay angle say 30 degrees, yan na ako'y block dire nga na ay the mass of the object is equal to say 1 kilogram, then naa siya friction and naa siya coefficient of kinetic friction as we can point as 0.15. Okay, and then the acceleration is pointing here. Okay, so pointing downward, pointing siya downward. So atong pangutana is what is the what is the friction force? What is the friction force? So what do you think is the friction force of this one? So the applied force, gi-apply na ko siya og force dali para mo move siya na padung dito, which has an applied force of 20 Newton lang. Okay? So assuming na 20 Newton. So it is very important ni siya kay para makita nato ang relationship ng FK at saka ng normal force. Okay? At saka yung inclined plane natin. So remember the inclined plane. So here, we can just use directly nga ang atoang coordinate system is straight lang ana. Pero mas lindot if ang atoang coordinate system is the object mismo ang atoang origin. Okay, so meaning this is our origin, then therefore ito yung y-axis, and then this one is ito yung x-axis. 'Di ba? So therefore, the weight is not anymore on the coordinate system that we used. Okay? But actually at an angle say theta. Okay, so how to find the free body diagram? So we have here the normal force, okay, which is our y. We have the weight exactly, and then we have the friction going here, and we also have the applied force going dira, and this is our acceleration, which is again separate from the free body diagram. Now how can we get the so if you have to extend this one, so this is our y, diba? So the weight is not anymore on the same line of y, so therefore we cannot get the directly nga ato siyang ibutang gid sa summation of forces along y. Instead, we have to take note of its angle of inclination, which is 30 degrees. Okay, so how to find the inclination? So I just have to, so if we connect this one, or if we padako na to ang weight, to find the asa ang 30 degrees here. So remember, this is 90 degrees, di ba? So therefore, kani siya is 90 minus 30, right? Kani nga angle dili. So if this is 90 minus 30, how much is that? This is 60 degrees, right? So kung atong extend si y here, so what will happen here? So if this is 60 degrees and this is 30 degrees, so parang opposite lang sila, di ba? So kay since this one is kani bitaw nga kuan, kani siya nga angle here. So kani nga angle is 90 degrees, di ba? So we can take this one as x. So the x plus 60 degrees is actually equal to 90 degrees since it is directly perpendicular to this surface, right? So therefore, your x is actually equal to 30 degrees, which is actually equal to here. Okay, so that's how you get the 30 degrees here. Nga na ang 30 degrees dire. Okay, so by using a simple geometry. Okay, so now we can extend also the components of weight. Okay, so the components of weight are this one. So the weight for this one, this is actually the cosine theta. So this is the weight cosine of 30 degrees. And this one is actually the weight of sine 30 degrees. Kaya since force man siya, so ato siyang ibutang sa atong free body diagram. And then that's it. We can now find the summation of forces along y at saka x. Okay? So summation of forces along y and the summation of forces along x. So again, our aim is to find Fk and your acceleration, I think. So we can just find acceleration if you want. So here, yung x-axis natin is doon yung nag-point sa acceleration. So same man siya ng kung acceleration. Then therefore, yung Fx is mass times the acceleration. Then your y is wala man accelerate, so that is actually equal to 0. So summing all the forces along y, so we have normal force, then we have the minus w cosine of 30 degrees is equal to 0. This could be our equation 1. And how about your summation of forces along x? So we have the applied force plus w sine of 30 degrees. Okay, same man sila og na to the left, ay to the right. Then we have the friction as minus Fk, which is equal to mass times acceleration. Okay? So here, yung Fk natin is actually equal to mu k times n. Now remember, n is not always equal to mg. Okay? So ako nang giingon niyo sa inyong experiment number 4, n is not always equal to mg. So based on equation number 1, your n is equal to mg cosine of 30 degrees kasi yung weight mo is actually equal to mg, diba? So therefore yung Fk mo is actually equal to mu k times mg cosine of 30 degrees. So we can now find the friction force. We have friction force. So ano yung mu k? So we have 0.15. The mass is equal to 1. The g is equal to 9.8. Then we have cosine of 30 degrees. So how much is that, man? So we have here 0.15 times 9.8 times cosine of 30 degrees. So that is equal to 1.27 Newton. Okay, so you can check if you want. Then we are done. So we can just put it here to find the acceleration. Okay, kasi nanamti applied force. Okay, so we just have to put all of the values and divide both sides by m to find acceleration. So acceleration is, what is the applied force? 20 Newton plus the weight of the object is 1 times 9.8 is 9.8 Newton, then sine of 30 degrees. Then Fk is 1.27 Newton divided by the mass, which is 1 kilogram. So how much is that? So we have 20 plus 9.8 sine of 30 degrees minus 1.27. So that is actually equal to 23.63 meters per second squared. Ooh, that is very fast. So yeah, I think that is positive because it is to the left. Pwede po to the right, I mean. Okay? So I think that's the end of Newton's law and its application. So if you have any questions, so please message me in FB or email me. Bye!